Hello, and welcome everyone to the fourth edition of the General Quiz Grand Tournament. We did the first edition, and then we did a movies only tournament, and then we did the second edition, then we did a cricket and football edition, then we did the third edition, then we did an India Quiz edition, and now we are here with the fourth edition with 32 participants, 8 quarterfinals, 4 semifinals, and 1 final. And let's see if we have a new champion or someone repeats his or her achievement. Okay, on that note, let's begin. Let's begin the first quarterfinal of the many quarterfinals that are going to come with these amazing bunch of 4 contestants who I'm going to call one by one alphabetically. The first contestant is someone who was here earlier in the cricket and football edition. He lost in probably one of the best quarterfinals in the history of quizzing, where all 4 of them deserve to be not just in the semi but the finale. So happy to bring him here in the general edition. Give it up for Azeem Banatwala.
Hello, hi KV, how's it going?
Good. On that note, our second contestant who's been here right from the beginning, been a semi-finalist earlier in movies edition, quarterfinals earlier in general edition. Let's see what happens to him today. Give it up for my very dear friend Kenny Sebastian.
I don't remember being in quarterfinals. So I was like, are you talking about someone else?
You did reach the semis of the movies edition. Remember that Swadesh?
I did.
That Swadesh answer is something I'll never forget. That Amul had with Swadesh. Which
I have very low expectations for myself. So I was like, oh, you must be talking about someone else.
On that note, a lot of people ask me, "Ki sare comedians to exhaust ho gaye, how will you ever get new ones?" But there are just so many comedians and so many friends of mine who are still in the waiting list. Who there are so many debutants in this edition. The next participant is someone who is making his debut in Quizing with the Comedians. Give it up for a debutant, Shashwat Maheshwari.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shashwat, for coming. On that note, the last participant in this quarterfinal, she has been a finalist in Movies Edition earlier. Lost in tiebreaker last time in a heartbreaking quarterfinal against Malika Dua. She's back here again in the first quarterfinal. Give it up for Smritika Panigrahi.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Wow. Okay. Let's do this. Let's start a new edition with these 4 participants. Azeem, Kenny, Shashwat, Smritika. Question number 1 is to Azeem. Azeem, we are looking at a 2-word term or phrase. Okay. This is a 2-word term phrase which was used to denote a sequence of events that started in sometime in 1956 when Israeli armed forces pushed into Egypt as a result of something done by Egyptian government. The Israelis were soon joined by French and British forces, which nearly brought the Soviet Union into the conflict and damaged their relationship with the United States. In the end, Egypt emerged victorious, and the British, French, and Israeli government withdrew their troops in late 1956 and early 1957. The event was, of course, a pivotal one in the Cold War history. Now, that same 2-word term, that phrase has become a part of discussion all over the world in 2021 again. Okay, what 2-word phrase or 2-word term are we looking at? So this 2-word term is used to refer to the events that are described in the paragraph back in 1956. The same term has now again come into news for some reason in this year, 2021. What is the 2-word term that we are looking at?
Is this like a general technical term, or is it a specific term specific to
those events and specific to something that happened this year?
Probably mostly wrong, but actually it can't be right also. I don't know, I'm going to say Arab Spring, YOLO.
No, not Arab Spring. Going to Kenneth.
Is it friendship cutty?
What?
Is it friendship cutty? Because it looks like a lot of friendships were broken.
Hey, Katti, tera naam kya?
To be honest, I have no idea, and that's my best answer, to be honest.
Okay. Do you want to?
Okay. Since I have a guess, can I just say what is it? Peace treaty? I don't know.
No, not peace treaty. Shashwat.
I was very confident Arab Spring was the correct answer. So now I'm left with nothing. Gulf War.
No, not Gulf War.
Oh
Okay.
shit! I was expecting someone to get it. I can't think of a phrase, but I don't know if I should say what I have in mind because it could be a hint.
I think you should.
Say na,
Varun,
say
help
na.
us.
Dude, I was going to say toolkit.
This is something to do with the Suez Canal?
Yeah, can you improve your answer?
Oh gosh. Oh my God. Improve my answer. Okay. Uh, so do you need a phrase or do you need
I just need a
uh,
two-word term that is used for the
is
equal to
Suez
these.
Canal the two-word term?
Almost there. Almost there, but
uh,
mm,
canal politics.
no, good track. Okay, I'll give part one to Sophie. Start again with Azeem. So you have to think of Suez Canal. Okay, Suez Canal, of course, was played a main part in the event in the first para, and also this year, we all know Suez Canal was in news for some reason. So now we are looking at a two-word term which is Suez something. Okay, let me give you that.
Oh,
Suez something. Just looking at a very generic word following Suez that is used to refer to such things. Okay, starting with Azeem.
Is it like block or blockage?
Suez blockage. No, Kenny.
Is it Suez conflict?
Almost there. Almost there.
oh,
Oh,
Almost
gee.
there.
do I get
Okay,
point
I will
five?
ask Kenny to improve once again because it's a generic answer, so I don't want to be too anal about it. Uh, Kenny, do you wanna try once
Is it
again?
Swiss confusion? Oh no, Swiss conflict.
Ashwat,
Swiss war.
not Suez War.
Oh, what?
Sophie.
Oh my God. Okay.
To the
God,
rightful person,
am I
Smritika.
allowed to use a thesaurus, KV?
No, it's not the Taurus level word. Very, very
Okay.
simple. Okay.
Okay. Suez battle?
No. Okay, I'll close this. Fair enough. The answer is Suez Crisis.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh God.
Suez Crisis is the word used for the 1950s thing and also now. But Suez was the important thing that Sophie got. So I'm going to give
Yeah.
7 to Sophie, and that's it for
Oh,
this.
thank God, I'm not gonna end this quiz on zero.
Arey, there are many things. 7 to Sophie for bringing Suez in the picture, and that's it. Okay, which means I'm going back to Azeem again. Azeem, I'm giving you a rather technical description of something very simple. Okay, technical description of a phenomenon. Tell me what am I describing, or you can just fill in the blank. Okay, both the blanks are the same. Inside every dash kernel shell, there's a tiny droplet of water surrounded by a mesh of mostly starch. At 212 degrees Fahrenheit, the water turns into steam and mixes with the starch to create a hot, doughy mass. Pressure built in the hull until finally at 356 degrees, it bursts. In the next 15th of a second, a lightning fast circus act occurs. A leg of fluffy starch emerges from the fractured hull, kicking it kicking it up a few centimeters in a gymnast-like spin. Water vapor bursts from the hull as it does when you uncork a champagne bottle. The hull continues to bloom as it flips and cools, finally converting that hot vapor and starch into the dash. So you either need to tell me what the dash is or just tell me what am I describing.
I would think it's the process of making popcorn.
Yeah, perfect answer.
Noise.
Points to Azeem. It
What a
is,
long
Yay!
way to
No
describe.
zero. Wow.
yeah, we were describing popcorn. Beautiful. First 10 points on the board. Okay, next direct is to Kenny. Uh, Kenny, according to historians, I'm talking about a certain rule change. Okay, I'm talking about some rule that changed at some point. According to historians, these changes, this change, this particular change, singular, okay, the changes happened and coincided with the coronation of Isabella, who had married King Ferdinand in 1469. The coronation took place on 13 December 1474. This event, this Isabella's marriage to King Ferdinand, inspired the Valencians to make the rule change in accordance with Isabella's newly gained powers that were even greater than those of her husband, the king. What rule change are we talking about? Essentially, Queen got married, like Isabella got married to Ferdinand. She gained a lot of powers that were even greater than the king, her husband. According to some claims, because of these events, a certain rule was changed. What rule change do you think we are talking about?
Is it? I'm just guessing with logic. Is
Yeah.
it that if she marries again, she loses all her powers? So you have to. It's either that or it's male offspring only gets
No.
something to do with that. Huh? Okay, that's my guess.
Passing to Shashwat.
The new rule was that the queen will be killed on the 13th day of marriage.
No.
It's not okay.
Oh, that is so specific.
Yeah, with the confidence with which he went for it, I was like, this has to be right.
Uh, Shashwat,
Huh.
assuming that was a joke answer.
Yeah, it was a joke answer, but
Yeah, yeah.
the correct answer is also very close to it.
तेरे seriousness से पता नहीं.
नहीं. It says Valencians. I'm confused. The queen can never be the pope.
No.
Oh.
Sophie.
Was it that she gets to keep the dowry that she got? शादी के टाइम ऐसा जायदाद मेरा है types.
No, no.
No. Okay.
Going to Azeem.
I don't know, this seems contradictory because it says Valencians, but is it that the queen would be the ruler of England?
No. Okay, we'll quickly take one more round, starting with Kenny. The hint for all four of you is that the rule change I'm talking about is something to do with a sport / a game. Okay. So, sir, some rule in a particular game / sports, whatever you call it, changed because Isabella gained a lot of powers that were even greater than those of her husband, the king. What rule do you think have changed because of this?
Since I'm a lover of sports, that's very helpful. So yeah, Kumar, you said that a particular sports rules also changed because
Particular
of this.
sport / game, its rule, there was a rule that was changed in that game because Isabella gained powers that were greater than those of her husband, the king. Basically, she
Okay, I'm
became.
guessing the game is chess, and probably the game is over once you kill the king. That was probably added.
Okay, so you're saying the rule change that happened was that in chess, the game gets over when the king is killed.
Yeah, probably. Probably the game wouldn't end if the queen has greater power than the king. Then I think the game goes nowhere, I guess. So was that the change that even though the queen has the most powers in the game of chess, if you kill the king, the game's over.
Okay, I'm passing to Shashwat, not revealing anything as of now.
Oh, you're not really. Oh, so Isabella cannot move both diagonally and straight. She can only. No, I'm just kidding. The correct answer I think is from Karam. So the queen will have to go with a man. Only then it works. Otherwise.
No, Sophie.
Oh.
Wow. Was the checkmate rule introduced at this point?
No, that's essentially what Kenny had also said. Azeem.
So the game, obviously, we have established is chess.
Yeah.
And is it that before that the queen could not move freely in any direction?
No. Okay, I'll close. The answer is chess. Basically, the queen became more powerful in chess.
Yeah, but that's what I meant. Like before, she couldn't do what she. I mean, so what was the queen capable of before this?
In terms of the hierarchy, like queen wasn't that powerful before Isabella became powerful.
Like that.
And, after this, she became more powerful in chess than king and all the other pieces. Basically.
Okay.
Kenny did get on the chess track, so I'm gonna give some point to Kenny out of 4.
And some to me. I also said that.
But I also said the same
diagonally.
But I also said chess.
But I said before you, and also I said she couldn't move diagonally and straight in real life, but there she could. So kind of it was the correct answer before Kumar Varun said it. So
Okay, I'm giving 2 to Kenny. That's it on this. Okay.
oh, then it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
2 to Kenny out of 5. The queen became more powerful in chess. That's all I want to know. Okay, this is Shashwat direct.
Yeah.
Shashwat, talking about the first opposition rally in Delhi after emergency had been lifted, Tavleen Singh writes in her book Darbar. This is an excerpt from Darbar. I said to a colleague from the Hindustan Times that I thought people might start to leave unless somebody said something more inspirational. It was 9 p.m. and the night had got colder, although the rain had stopped. Don't worry, he replied with a smile. Nobody will leave until X speaks. Everyone here has just come to hear him. He pointed to a small man with steel grey hair, the last speaker that evening. Why? Because he is the best orator in India. Have you never heard him speak? No, I've been in journalism since I've only been in journalism since he went to jail. Well, you're in for a treat. And to hear him for the first time today will really be something. Basically, who are we talking about? Who was the closing act of that opposition rally?
Oh, oh,
Tavleen Singh. When is this from? What?
It,
Delhi after emergency had been lifted. Okay.
so
Uh, very
77.
good orator. When इंदिरा गांधी के टाइम पे इमरजेंसी लगी ना इंदिरा गांधी के मरने पे इमरजेंसी लगी एंड दिस गाय वाज अ वेरी गुड स्पीकर मुझे टाइमलाइन ही नहीं पता कुछ यार उस टाइम पे कौन इंडिया में जिंदा था काफी लोग a short guy with gray hair short guy Rajpal Yadav can't be the correct answer is it who's that nahi Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. I'm sorry, I have no clue. I'm just acting like I know what timeline I'm talking about. I don't. This is some
Oh,
guy, some Delhiite.
no, passing to so.
मैंने इंडिया पढ़ा ही नहीं था बिकॉज आई थॉट इंडिया क्विज हो गया है
yeah.
तो पढ़ाई करके आया. This is a revelation for me.
Not allowed.
ओके I am blanking out so hard. Good orator. I'm going to take a random guess. Is it Atal Bihari Vajpayee by any chance?
Yeah,
Yes.
perfect
Oh,
orator.
God damn it.
was he short? How tall was Atal Bihari Vajpayee?
Wasn't that tall? That's
I
why.
mean, I don't consider 5'6" short. That's my standard of good height.
It was Atal Bihari Vajpayee, of course, one of the main
Damn it.
leaders of opposition to emergency. So I'm going to go to Azeem now. This is Azeem's direct. Azeem, this is a traditional sweet from Palermo and Messina in Sicily. It consists of a round sponge cake moistened with fruit juices or liquor and layered with ricotta cheese, candied peel, and a chocolate or vanilla filling similar to cannoli cream. The most widely accepted origin of the name of the sweet is from an Arabic word meaning a bowl that is used to shape the cake. However, most of us know of this through a three flavor layered ice cream of the same name. What are we talking about?
Is it Kasata?
Yes,
This is
another
also Kanan Gill's famous
Yeah.
joke.
what
This is
was
only in my memory because of Kanan.
what's the
This
joke?
word.
I don't think it's appropriate to share the
Okay,
joke.
okay. 10 points to Azeem for Kasata. The word comes
It's
from.
always special though. If anyone in the
Yeah.
audience knows, please leave it in the chat.
Okay, okay. From the word Kasa from Arabic, and the word is Kasata.
I
10
like
more.
how cleverly you didn't read that part. Kumar just
Yeah,
left
I
it.
tried to read the nicely thought. Okay, going to Kenneth now. Kenny, during the release of Neil Armstrong's biopic First Man in 2019, items in his personal preference kit that he took to the moon was up to auction. Interestingly, his bag had remnants of another historical entity that two of his fellow Ohioans successfully demonstrated in early 20th century. Armstrong described himself as a devotee of theirs and how they inspired and influenced him during his NASA days. What entity whose piece that Armstrong took with him to the moon is being talked about?
Oh,
Essentially, we're talking about the stuff that Armstrong took when he went to moon. Amongst other
okay.
things, there was something, some remnants of another something which is also historic. Is Armstrong took with him. That something historic was also something that was demonstrated by two guys from Ohio in early 20th century.
What
Armstrong
does, what does demonstrated mean? I mean, it was shown in a museum.
demonstrated in some way. Yeah, demonstrated
Okay.
his skill. And
And
then Armstrong also said he's the devotee of those guys, and they really influenced his life and inspired him. All I want from you is the entity that he took. The piece that he took was from which what entity?
whoa, whoa. I should have seen this movie, man. This is Ryan Gosling, no?
Yeah,
I've seen it and I can't remember. I don't
Ah.
think that would have helped.
I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
that other Tutty one with Brad Pitt. So, as Ad Astra, such a boring movie. Okay, I have no idea. There could be so many things. I'm just gonna, yeah, historical entity. Oh shit, dude. I'll just say, I don't know. He took a piece of a meteor or something.
No, not his Prometheus. Shashwat
It says Armstrong was their devotee, and
considered himself a devotee.
so if he was their devotee, they're from the same field. Are these guys also astronauts? Why would Armstrong a devotee and they influenced and inspired him during his NASA days?
Mhm.
This is such a weird question. Successfully demonstrated in the early 20th century. You're not giving any hint. Okay, I'm just okay. Successfully demonstrated in the early 20th century. Are these guys musicians by any chance?
No,
No. Okay. Remnants of a historical entity. See, I was thinking वो झंडा वंडा लेके गया होगा पर झंडे के टुकड़े थोड़ी बचाए तो मतलब झंडे के रेमनेंट्स होंगे कोई ऐसी चीज होगी जो खत्म होती है तो कोई अ, खाने की चीज थी क्या खाने की चीज
ठीक है करके तो
sorry
I'm
sorry
surprised he even said no to your musician question, dude.
yeah
Never answered.
that is why I asked the other question अब like इसको no बोल रहा है उसमें हाँ बोल दे क्या पता आंसर बता ही देते हैं वही बोल देंगे जो आंसर बोला है
I'm
लग के
shocked.
नाम पे
Yeah,
हाँ
I'm trying to figure. Okay, this is how I quiz. Okay, inspired and influenced him. Somebody who inspired Neil Armstrong. Um, it looks like I'm trying to work it out, but I'm not. What entity whose piece that Armstrong took to the moon? I think he took some music. No, he's not a musician. I think he took. Um, what could he take? Remnants of something were left. How much time do I have? Okay.
We exhaust all the professions.
yeah. Something was left. I think kuch rocks hoga. He took a rock from Earth that these guys were demonstrating, and then he took it to the moon and kept it. So that there's a part of Earth on the moon right now.
No.
I'm just okay. Don't know.
Yeah, passing to Sophie.
Oh, I was thinking musician, but I think वो तो नहीं है. It's a group, like it's not one person. Is it multiple people? Like is it
It says
okay.
two of
Two.
us.
Oh yeah, okay. Two of his. Okay. Wow. Two of his. I don't know. Is it okay? Is it Tesla and Edison? I don't know.
No, Azeem?
Historical identity. You go the opposite direction and say something archaeological. Was it like a bone from that T-Rex thing?
No. Okay, cool. I'll give a hint. Start again with Kenny. So let's revisit the hints. Okay, there is something that was demonstrated in the early 20th century, and like Shashwat said, it inspired Armstrong. So it has to be something related to what Armstrong was doing. Also, a hint that I want to give all of you is that these two guys who successfully demonstrated something were brothers. Okay,
Oh,
so these two brothers demonstrated something in early 20th century, which is historic. Okay, and Armstrong, as an homage to them or as an ode to what they achieved, took remnant of something that they had demonstrated and took it to moon. What do you think we are talking about?
so it's Wright brothers on the piece of the first plane.
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
It is a Wright brothers airplane. Okay, five.
Wow. Would never have guessed that.
So two fellow Ohioans who demonstrated their first plane in early 20th century. Next direct will be to Shashwat. Shashwat, in the early days of boating, before ships had rudders on their center lines, boats were controlled using a steering oar, okay, which is called steer in Old English. Most sailors were right-handed, so the steering oar was placed over or through the right side of the stern. As the size of boats grew, so did the steering oar, making it much easier to tie a boat up to a dock on the opposite side of the oar. What nomenclature, which is still used in maritime travel, did this practice give birth to?
I don't know. Naval. I don't know.
Okay, passing to Sophie.
Oh man. Uh, Trying to think of all maritime related nomenclature I know. I don't think I have a clue. Um, I'll pass. I don't know.
Okay, Azeem.
I'm gonna say port and starboard. So port
Perfect
is,
answer.
yeah.
Perfect answer. It is the port and starboard of a ship, and that is
Nice.
why a ship it's called starboard, and the left side is called port because
Port, yeah.
it's easier to deck and
Wow.
to the port, and the other is starboard. Perfect.
So
Yeah,
apparently
गोवा नहीं जाता ना
left-handed.
ज़्यादा.
Apparently, people who are left-handed could never reach shore because they just kept like going in circles and then drowned. It's terrible. Terrible what happens in the
Yeah.
ocean.
Yeah.
Okay, Azeem is right. It is port and starboard side of a ship, which means I'm going to Kenny now. This is Kenny's direct. According to legends, one of the natives of the Pentecost Islands, some guy called Tamale, was abusing his wife. So she decided to run away. She climbed a tall tree to hide, but he found her and climbed after her. While he was climbing, she tied up lianas around herself, and in the moment Tamale tried to catch her, she jumped from the tree. Tamale jumped after her, hit the ground, and died. The islanders came up with a tradition for the men to practice dash so that women could never outwit them again. Outwit them in this way, I mean, not otherwise, which is practiced on the island till today. Now, this story is apparently the origin of what? Okay, the origin of something that happens happen today. What do you think this story can be the origin of?
It's prenuptial agreement.
Give it to him, Kevin. Give it to him.
You never know when your wife will climb a tree, huh? Okay.
Yes.
I was when we the
Yeah. So let's look at the story. She ran, climbed a tree, and then he
yeah.
found her. So she tied up lianas around herself and she jumped. Family
I'm
tried
so
to.
sorry. I don't know what lianas is. Are they leaves?
If I tell you, that will be the answer. So for the first round, I
Okay.
won't tell.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
And then, I mean, it'll be a big hit. So Tamili
Got
tried to
it.
catch her. He also jumped, but he fell on the ground and died. Because of this event, the islanders came with the tradition that men will start practicing something. Okay. The thing that they start practicing gave rise to something that is still there in the modern world. What do you think is this the origin story of?
Is this? I mean, two of the same thing. Either bungee jumping or having a safety cord when you climb.
What's your final answer? Like, these are
Yeah, I know I'm right. One of these is right. I'm hoping one of these is right. And this is I hate this type of thing. I would rather be wrong than give two options and one
yeah.
of them is right and one of them is completely wrong. Um, oh, what's it called, man? Safety line? Uh, I don't want to ruin my chance. Uh,
What is the story, the origin of? Just give me your final answer. And because I
okay,
don't
I'll
know.
say bungee jumping.
Yeah, it is correct. This is the story
Oh, thank
of
God.
Wow.
bungee jumping.
Ah, okay.
In the story of bungee jumping. Okay. Wow. 10 points to
What
Kenny.
a great question. What a great
Women
question.
outwitting you. People bungee jump to avoid being outwitted by women.
So lianas are basically those root kind of like those branches type. So they
Oh.
started like tying them. She tied them and she jumped. So she didn't die.
Ah.
This guy
Oh.
just jumped. So he died. So they started practicing tying those lianas around their feet and legs and they
Wow.
started practicing it.
So
Which is,
didn't technically she come up with bungee jumping?
she
Yeah.
did. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
वो आई थॉट इट्स दैट जिसमें वो पाम ट्रीज पे चढ़ते हैं ना और ऐसे ऐसे पकड़ के ऐसे
They put there.
Flying.
yeah
Gave birth to Nariyal Walas. Yes.
yeah the technique of nariyal wala.
That brings us to the end of the first half of the quiz. Quick look at scores. Azeem is on 30.
Nice.
Kenny is on 17. Okay, 10, 5, and 2. Shashwat is yet to start scoring. Second half, we'll see. And Sophie is also on 17. Okay, so
No, no.
queen of tiebreakers. Azeem is leading with 30. Kenny with 17. Smritika with 17. Second half means reverse infinite bounds, which means the order now is Sophie, Shashwat, Kenny, Azeem. Okay, starting with Smritika. Okay. Girafarig is a dual type normal slash psychic Pokemon introduced in Generation 2. Its tail possesses, as you can see, there's a visual also to help you guys. Its tail possesses a head of its own. The tail's head has yellow eyes, a mouthful of sharp teeth, and a small brain. The tail often mimics the head during feeding and is able to warn the Pokemon of danger if it is sleeping. Okay. What feature in its nomenclature Okay, what feature in its nomenclature refers to its two-headed appearance? So we are talking about a Pokemon character which has two heads, and we are talking about what the head does, etc., etc., etc. What do you think is some feature they've used in in how they've named this character, which refers to it being two-headed?
Oh man.
I never thought it'll be a Pokemon question. I've seen everything on this quiz. Thank you for at least making me feel like some part of my childhood. If it's part of a quiz, that means it means
Welcome,
something.
Kenneth. Always welcome.
I mean, I don't know the answer, but I just feel good that I didn't completely waste my time.
Is it like it's like a coming together of giraffe and another animal? Is that like
No.
giraffe and
You have just
I don't know.
blown the cover of the entire Pokemon industry. You have just blown it.
Yeah,
Wow. I don't know. I don't know. I'll pass.
No problem. Passing to Shashwat.
it's a palindrome.
It's a palindrome. Perfect.
There you
Oh
go.
my god.
Well done.
Girafarig is a palindrome. It's the same starting.
Oh shit! It was right there. I
It's
kept
right.
thinking Pokemon, Pokemon, Pokemon.
The name is Girafarig. It's right there. It is a palindrome.
It's also fun visual representation of hindsight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it's also very ugly. That's also one observation that we missed. This is like a fictitious thing. They could have made it very pretty, but they chose to make it like horrible.
Sorry, I'm back.
No stress, Azeem. So Shashwat gets his first 10 points on board. Girafarig is a palindrome. Okay, which means the next direct question will be Kenny. There's someone called Murphy. According to Murphy's research, the woman, and I'm not now referring to a particular woman, the woman was not a prostitute but a cleaner. Murphy scouted census record from Arle and found no prostitutes named Rachel. She also uncovered a news report that said the year's recipient was named Gabby, not Rachel. Murphy found a woman named Gabrielle, but she was only 18 years old at the time, 3 years too young to be a registered prostitute. Murphy tracked down Gaby's descendants, who told her that in fact Gaby had worked as a maid at the brothel to pay back costly medical bills following a bite from a rabid dog. Gaby also worked at a cafe that the person, we're talking about a particular person, visited regularly, suggesting a closer connection between the pair, like Gabby and the person, than was previously believed. All this story is basically a very one of the many popular stories regarding a particular person. I want you to tell me what is being talked about. What is the story all about? Who are we talking about? What is the whole thing? What's the deal? Put funda. There's certain women who, in some research, she Murphy says that she was not a prostitute but probably a cleaner. She went through a lot of census records from the past and found that in fact there was no prostitute named Rachel. She uncovered a news report that said a particular year's recipient was not Rachel but someone called Gabby. Okay. Then Murphy went through the records and found that there was actually some woman not named Gabriel. Okay. But she figured out that sorry, this is
Ooh,
why
that's why there's safety slide.
that's why there's safety
Yeah.
slide. So she figured out that there was a woman, but she was only 18 and she couldn't be a prostitute, like a registered prostitute at least, because the age limit for that was 21. She figured out Gaby's descendants who told her that, she was actually a maid at a brothel because, she had to pay bills, etc. She also worked at a cafe where this particular person visited very regularly. So maybe she knew this guy. What is all this? Like, what are we talking about?
I'm just gonna do a random
Mhm.
guess. Is this about Jack the Ripper?
Not Jack the Ripper. Azeem?
I don't know, did like Mike Tyson send Evander Holyfield's ear to some hooker? I don't know. I'm completely blank on this.
Okay. Sophie?
Wow. Azan's timing is great. Okay.
You have to get it right now.
Yeah. Come on, God. uh, I don't know why, for some reason, I can only think of Downton Abbey. And I mean, I don't know why. um, just like 5 more seconds. Let me just finish reading.
Okay.
Is this Game of Thrones? What is Peter Dinklage's character? Tyrion Lannister, and I don't know. That's my guess. Yeah.
So, passing to Shashwat.
This is fiction, right? This is not a real. It's fiction, is it? Because Murphy. First of all, this question comes so aggressively. पहली line में कि she was not a prostitute. हमने बोला ही नहीं भाई. According to Murphy's research, the woman was not a prostitute. तो इस लड़की का कान कुत्ते ने खा लिया, फिर इसको नया कान मिला. But doesn't sound like a real story. Freddie Murphy, no, Freddie Mercury, sorry. Eddie Murphy is a comic. This sounds like some TV show. Is this what is this medical wala TV show called Suits? No.
I think you
Some
got Suits
story.
and Scrubs mixed up.
Scrubs. Yeah, I don't know. Some TV show it feels like.
Okay, no, we'll take one more round starting with Kenny. So, hint for all four of you think painters.
What?
Sorry, say
Sorry?
that again.
Think painters. Painters.
Is it Mona Lisa?
No, nothing to do with Mona Lisa. Going to Azeem.
Oh shit, one painter didn't have a ear. Wait, which one was it?
Oh.
French.
But why did you?
Which one
Okay.
was the paint? Hold
Sorry.
on. Which one was the French guy? Not Donatello, not Da Vinci, not Raphael. No, he's got to be famous. Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are talking about Van Gogh's ear. Okay, we're talking about Van Gogh's ear. Van Gogh famously cut his ear, and there's a lot of stories and theories about who has the ear, etc., etc.
Hmm.
Some of the theories say that a prostitute called Rachel had the ear, but there are a lot of research, including one by Murphy, where she says that whatever she
Is
says.
that his actual year?
No, no, no. This is a recreation, remodeled.
Oh,
A dramatic recreation.
Yeah.
yeah.
But Vincent van Gogh's ear is what we were talking about. 5 points to Azeem. Yes, Azeem, you were right. This was France.
Hmm.
He's in France. He was Dutch, but he spent a lot
Correct.
of time with all that. Okay, 5 points to Azeem. Next question to Sophie. Sophie, George Crumb was the cook at a resort at the south end of the lake in Saratoga Springs, New York. According to one story, a customer complained that the contents of a Crumb's dish were too thick. The angered cook was frustrated by this remark, so he sliced the ingredients paper thin, over fried them, and seasoned them with an excess of salt. When they were prepared, he gave them to the customer, expecting him to be dissatisfied. However, the customer loved them. Soon, its popularity became widespread. Crumb was soon able to open his own restaurant with the profits. But it remained a local delicacy until an enterprising salesman named Herman X popularized it across the US. I want two things from you. One is what is the dish, and what is Herman's surname, basically, who popularized the dish and who was an enterprising salesman.
Nice
Okay.
question, dude.
Is this potato chips and Herman Lays?
Perfect answer. It
Wow.
is
Nice.
Done.
potato chips and Herman Lay, which became Lay's. Uh,
Oh yeah.
Potato chips
Nice.
and Lay. Great answer. 10 points to Sophie. We now
Nice.
go to uh, Shashwat. Shashwat, this is your direct. There's a visual in the slide, and I'm talking about these kind of houses. Because of these houses, Britishers were able to store those items here, okay, certain items, which were helpful during summers in Southeast and South Asia before new technologies were in place. The ship from North America would carry these, and the returning ship from Asia would carry cotton and other items from South Asian colonies. All I want from you is that what were these big houses with dome roofs used to store?
Grains.
Grains. Is that your answer?
Yeah, like wheat, grain. मतलब वो basically so that they don't go rotten.
No, going to Kenny.
Is it ice?
Yes, they had to be helpful during summers, Shashwat. So these are ice houses. Okay,
What?
10 points to Kenny. They
Oh.
used to get ice from North America to India, and they used to store these and then use it during
They
summers.
used to get ice from North America.
Yeah, yeah,
So
Yeah.
at that time, they didn't understand how to freeze things, or what?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No,
right,
no
there were no
freezer.
freezers, right? Oh, shit, sorry, my bad.
10 points to Kenny. This is getting exciting now. Ice houses was answered by Kenny. So next direct will be to Azeem. Okay, Azeem, Einsteinium is a community-driven cryptocurrency that leverages blockchain technology to raise capital for scientific research. This is accomplished through a mining tax that creates a pool of funds to provide grants to deserving applicants. Mind blocks will make a compulsory 2.5% donation to the Einsteinium Foundation Fund. The question is what abbreviation, which is something which is attributed to Einstein, is used to represent Einsteinium on exchanges and other websites. For example, Bitcoin is referred to as BTC, Ethereum is referred to as ETH, Dogecoin is referred to as DOG. What do you think is used to refer to Einsteinium, which is something directly related to Einstein?
Yeah, now because you've confused me with the four letters, well, it has to be EMC or EMC2.
Yeah, perfect answer. EMC2 is correct.
Okay.
Uh,
Just taken both.
if you had
Yeah.
said EMC, I would have asked you to make it a four-letter thing. So I understand.
Okay.
It is EMC2. Great answer. 10 points to Azeem. Uh, Next direct will go to Smritika. Sophie, this is your direct. Dash and the Holocaust, the strategic alliance between Nazi Germany and America's most powerful corporation. It is a book by investigative journalist Edwin Black, which details the business dealings of the American based MNC Dash and its German and other European subsidiaries with the government of Adolf Hitler during the 1930s and the years of World War, which is 40s. In the book published in 2001, Black, who is the author, outlined the way in which Dash's technology, this is the company's name, Dash's technology helped facilitate Nazi genocide through generation and tabulation of punch cards based upon national census data. Which US-based MNC is this? Essentially, what we are saying is Edwin Black is an investigative journalist who wrote a book which somehow criticizes an American MNC that in some way helped the Nazis in whatever they were doing. One of the things they helped was through their technology that helped them generate and tabulate punch cards based upon the national census data. What American corporation are we talking
And I was going to make a joke about a company. I'm like, what if that's the right answer?
about? Yeah,
Because you never know with America. You never know. The more innocent something is, the more evil they turn out to be.
Does the dash indicate the letters? I'm just okay, fine. Don't say it. Don't say it. It's fine.
no, the blanks are not
Uh,
indicated. I'll tell. Within
uh, uh. Is it IBM?
yes, it is IBM.
Nice!
Whoa!
IBM and the Holocaust.
Oh, damn it,
So,
IBM.
superb answer. So
Nice.
10 points to Smritika, and now we go to Shashwat. Shashwat, in February 1872, Lord Mayo, Governor General of India, was assassinated at Port Blair while paying a viceregal visit to the province of British Burma. His assassin, a Pathan from northwest India, who had been in the Peshawar police, made no attempt to escape. The manuscripts and papers relating to the thorough investigation that was immediately launched because Viceroy had died in the death of the Viceroy use the word X, okay, which roughly literally translates to struggle for the faith to explain the motivation for the assassination. The assassin is said to have acknowledged doing the deed by order of God. In fact, Helen James from Australian National University wrote a research paper and she used the title The Assassination of Lord Mayo, the First X. Okay. So, what was this assassination? Allegedly, the first instance of, or just simply tell me what is it?
Jihad.
Sorry,
Jihad.
jihad is correct. 10 points to
Yeah.
Shash. The first example or like first reference to the word jihad was from someone who killed the Governor General in 1872, and this is the portrait of the murder of Lord Mayo. Okay, wow, great stuff,
He
Shashwat.
looks pretty guilty, though. I can tell him it's him. It's this guy. I'm positive it's him.
Wow, great answer. Great. This is turning out to be a very, very, very close quiz. It started all over the place.
Don't say
Now
that. Don't. Oh God, I can't.
very, very close stuff. Okay, next direct and the last question of the quiz actually for you guys is
Okay.
to Kenneth. Kenneth, the first recorded, I'm talking about some place, the first recorded
Okay.
visit here happened by chance in 1535 when Fray Thomas de Berlanga, the Bishop of Panama, was surprised with this undiscovered land during a voyage to Peru to arbitrate in a dispute between Francisco Pizarro and Diego de Almagro. Basically, he was going to Peru for some reason, but he found some undiscovered place.
Oh, I know this.
Now,
Sorry.
there's a certain theory which is centered around the finches of the island. Same, basically, what had happened was same species of bird had evolved differently on the 21 different islands were examined as part of the project. The islands themselves are a remote area found 600 miles off the coast of Dash. Okay, so these islands are 600 miles of the coast of Dash,
Oh,
and the islands have rare and unique wildlife. Okay, as much as 20% of the creatures are exclusive to these islands. That's
okay.
how rare and unique the wildlife here. I want you to tell me is which country is at the helm of administration of these islands. It's the same country
Oh,
from where they are 600 miles off the coast.
oh
Which is
no. I don't know that.
yeah. So the islands, of course, are famous for their contribution to the science of evolution. But I want you to tell me. I might give part points to you for the islands, but
It's the Galapagos Islands.
okay. Now I want the country that is at the helm of administration of these islands. Uh, so Galapagos Island is correct. I'll give maybe two to Kenny for that. Uh,
Okay, fine. No, please.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's not the question, but I realized that I haven't mentioned Galapagos everywhere, anywhere. So it's a good thing to be answered. But I want which country basically administers Galapagos Island, uh,
Shit.
which is around 600 miles off. Like Galapagos Islands are 600 miles off the coast of this country. Which country administers Galapagos Island? Or Galapagos Island is part of which country? so to speak.
यार मेरे पीछे मैप लगा है, बस मैं मुड़ जाऊं मिल जाएगा, बट मैं कर नहीं सकता.
Is it South America?
Country.
Yeah, good track. Country.
Oh, it's a country in South America. It is closest to the Galapagos Islands.
Yeah, that's good track. I like it.
Is it Brazil?
Not Brazil. Going to Azeem.
God damn it.
Okay, so we've eliminated half of South America with Brazil.
Hey, do I get points for continent? No.
Already giving you points for Galapagos.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'll go for the second most obvious one then, which is Argentina.
No, going to Sophie.
Oh! Okay, now we've
Jesus
really narrowed
Christ.
it down.
Oh my
Jesus
gosh.
Christ.
Okay. I'm confused between two. Dear God. Is it Chile?
Not Chile. Shashwat.
Ecuador.
Ecuador is correct. Beautiful.
Correct. Well done.
8 points to Shashwat for that. 2 to Kenny for Galapagos Island. Wow, beautiful. Ecuador is correct.
Nice.
Okay, very exciting quiz. Let's look at the scores now. Azeem had 30 in the first half, and okay, one. Azeem had 30 in the first half. He got popcorn, cassata, starboard and port side of a ship, and then in the second half he got Vincent Van Gogh's ears, 5 points for that, and he also got EMC2, 10 points for that. So 30 plus 15, Azeem ends the quiz at a score of 45.
Nice.
Hey, thank you.
Kenny had 17 in the first half. He got Queen 2 points for the Queen Chess Panda. He also got 5 points for
Trinkets.
Wright Brothers Airplane and got bungee jumping, 10 points for that. In the second half, Kenny got
Slowly.
10 for ice houses and 2 more for Galapagos. So 12 in the second half. 17 plus 12, Kenny ends on 29 points.
Nice.
It's a wonderful number. Thank you.
Yes, it's a prime number. Love prime number. Shashwat didn't have any score in the first half, but he actually had the highest in the second half, like I had said. Shashwat got 10 for Palindrome, Girafaric. He also got 10 for Jihad and got 8 more for Ecuador. So in the second half itself, Shashwat gets 28. So 0 plus 28.
Nice.
So ends the quiz on 28 points.
Nice.
28 points.
Almost a heroic comeback.
Almost a heroic comeback. Okay. Smritika had 17 in the first half. She got 7 for Suez crisis, Suez Canal, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee, 10 points. In the second half, she got 10 for potato chips and lay, and then she got 10 more for IBM. So 20 in the second half. She ends on 37.
Nice.
Okay. So time to make the first announcement of the entire. The winner of the first quarterfinal is Azeem Banatwala.
My God, I've never won anything in my life, but thank you.
And the runner-up of the first quarterfinal is Smritika Panigre.
I thought I was tying with Kenny. Yeah, that's how I was just like, I'm like another tiebreaker.
When Kenny were on 27, when you
Yeah.
IBM, you went to 37. And if you hadn't got IBM, and Shashwat might have actually got 28 and defeated both of you. So the last 2-3 questions were very important. But congratulations to Azeem and Smritika. I'll see you in the semi-final. And,
Oh my gosh. Yes! Oh my gosh.
Yes! Yes! Success on Amazon! Yes! Domination! World domination!
massive thanks to Kenny Sebastian again for being here.
Oh God. I should be given a medal for what I live with.
And of course, most thanks for Shashwat for coming here for the first time, having fun. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. I'll see you later. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.